Stewart. I'm the Director for the Institute for Global Entrepreneurship here at St. Thomas University. I'm standing in for Dean Villamil, who is unable to make it today because of a prior commitment. But I'd just like to take the opportunity to welcome all of you to the Entrepreneurship Empowerment Bootcamp here at St. Thomas University. This is our Wednesday series, and we are using the Common Hour to facilitate this event. We are really committed to entrepreneurship here at St. Thomas University, and this is part of the evidence of that commitment. We want our students to know that entrepreneurship is a viable alternative. Instead of going out after you finish here and looking for a job, you have the opportunity to create your own job, start your own business, and provide employment for other people as well. Today we'll be introduced to the business model canvas by Professor Jose Rocha, and this is a fairly new technique that is being used as a way of jump-starting businesses, and you'll have an opportunity to learn about the various facets of the business model canvas and see how it really applies to the development of entrepreneurship. So I want you to just be open-minded, be creative, be innovative, and really try to learn as much as you can as Professor Rocha presents the business model canvas. Thank you, Professor Rocha.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much for coming to this presentation. And especially I would like to thank my undergraduate students that they just don't want to have 2 classes in a week, but they want to have 3 classes in a week. And well, also thank you very much for the rest of students that you are here. When we talk about entrepreneurship, which are the 2 most important aspects of social and economic development? Which are the 2 most important engines of social and economic development? Who can tell me? Which are the 2 most important engines of social and economic development? Oh, come on. Yes.
Education and entrepreneurship.
How did you know that? Education and entrepreneurship. The 2 most important engines. And probably Sasha shared it with Ludo. No, sorry, with Kyle. But the 2 most important engines of social and economic development is number 1, education, and number 2, entrepreneurship. And let me share with you a couple of things. For the ones that you are getting the Wall Street Journal on daily basis, there was a very interesting article about innovation this last Monday, and how China is trying to catch up on innovation, and how interesting that countries such as the United States, we are on top of innovation. But there are other countries such as France. France in biotech and aerospace industry. South Korea, what they say already in South Korea, it was, what we want to do is 2 things. Number 1, high tech and cars. We want to specialize over there. But nevertheless, when we talk about the clusters of innovation, at the bottom is a strong base of educated people, and the other one is a strong support for entrepreneurs. That's why always that I have the opportunity and privilege to share this kind of conversations with you, I start my talk with the following video. So, since this is a workshop about business models, and what we want is to foster the entrepreneur in you, I'm going to ask you the following. Number one, I would like to I think we are going to run short. Can we make 10 more? Okay, I would like to ask you the following. If you can think of, number one, 3 ideas, 3 business ideas that you are having about a business, any business. I would like you to write them on this idea evaluation checklist. Write your business ideas and then evaluate your business ideas. And once you do it, I will share with you what's the next step. Come on, you can be an entrepreneur too.
I have been.
Okay, thank you. Oh, come on, you can be an entrepreneur too. Okay. Like for example, one of my students here, and you know who is this person, I'm not gonna say names. You can set up a tutoring business. And you can charge like $20, $25, up to $30, $35 an hour for tutoring students in quantitative analysis for decision making, statistics, and or basic math. For example, that could be a business. Okay? Which business do you think you can set up? Sports management, something that you know very well, that you have done very well. We have another people that I know here that you have the God's gift of leadership. How you can do with leadership? You know? How you can leverage your passions, what you like, what you love, and convert it into what? Into a business. Okay? 3 minutes to come up with 3 business ideas and that you evaluate those 3 business ideas. Okay? Which business ideas do you have? Sorry? Give me one.
No, I'll pass.
Are you sure? Not even one. Confidential.
Yes.
Okay. Give me one business idea.
A business idea that I had, and I think of it every October when breast cancer society comes around. But when you go to gyms, certain gyms, nothing's in pink. You know, and if you could create slip-ons for all the equipment, whether you're sitting on it or you're leaning up against it, you can create something where they can just put it on their equipment for the month, and you know you can have it. Well, they're buying it, but certain proceeds will go to the Breast Cancer Society, and some gyms will keep it all year round.
Okay.
And if you look in, you know, and I've even taken it to the point of, you know, the NFL, everything is pink, majority of the month, except for the massage tables. There are no big massage tables that said NFL on it. You can create it, they'll buy it.
Yes, and remember, when we are talking about business ideas, and if someday you take my class of strategic management, which are the determinants of competitive advantage?
Differentiation and cost.
Cost, and what else? There are three.
There's three?
Yes.
Differentiation, cost, and unique, size, market share?
Market what?
Market share?
No,
Target market. Target market.
market niche. The three determinants of competitive advantage. Number one, lower cost. If you have lower cost, you can have lower price, but then is differentiation. And then what you have? Market niche. And even if you serve small little market niche and you apply the Boston Consulting Group, the growth and market share matrix, you can create those kind of businesses that they are what? A cash cow. Do we have anybody from Trinidad and Tobago here? Wonderful country. Where in Trinidad and
My
Tobago?
parents are both from Trinidad.
Whereabouts?
Belmont and Baratow.
Okay, and you?
Port of Spain.
Port of Spain. Okay. One of the best, if you haven't been in Trinidad and Tobago, one of the most interesting places in the Caribbean is Trinidad and Tobago for several reasons. Number one, they have a lot of money, a lot of cash. Why? Because they have a lot of oil and a lot of gas. And but another thing is that unfortunately that much money they haven't transferred in social development and social spending. But you guys have a lot of money. And one of the best things in Trinidad and Tobago is what they call the typical food that is called roti. I'm addicted to roti. The roti that I love is the one that is in St. James, just across Smokies and Bounties. It's a very interesting place. Don't go by yourself, go with a local, but very interesting place. So I have a friend that she is from Trinidad and Tobago. And what she does is she brings anything that deals with roti to the United States. And she has a business for Trini people that there are no more than 300,000 Trinis in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a huge market for her. And everything that she brings, she distributed to all the Trinis to make what? Roti. And she has a cash cow. What's your business idea, Ludo? Okay, if you want one or two or three.
Okay. The first one was like a fitness gym, but it only trains you for like a specific sport that you want to play. Cause like each sport requires like different muscles or different types. So you would come and you would only train for the specific sport that you want. The second one was like a donut delivery. Instead of having to go to like Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kremes, we would deliver donuts right to you. And this one, I don't know if it's a good idea, I just thought of it. It's like, it's a gas delivery company, so instead of having to get up and drive to the gas station, we bring the gas to you.
Okay, could be a good idea, yes. Yes, Sasha, do you have any business ideas?
From last time I came up with more than that. I want to open like a health, fitness, and beauty gym, and kind of like incorporate like having a hair salon there. 'Cause a lot of women have trouble, it's either the gym or go and do this, and that way it'll be easier, and it won't be just for women. There will be things there for men too. And then on top of that, incorporate health in that also.
Okay, okay. You will have competition. For example, the Sports LA at the Four Seasons, they have this very interesting, I would say, vertical and horizontal integration. But anyways, okay. Who else? Sandra.
Um, well, I saw, well, actually, I have some kind of jury from Venezuela because we are well known about the perils and everything. So I need to know how to marketing because that's not my thing. But what I do is I go there, talk to the people that they are in the island, especially in Margarita, and they build jewelry, and then I bring it here and then sell it.
Okay.
So, but it's small. It has to be bigger, but.
You never know. Jamie.
I know how to thread, like, with a string, like eyebrows and stuff. So I've always thought of doing it on campus because I know there's a lot of girls that don't have transportation to the mall, and they charge like $15 at the mall to get your eyebrows threaded.
Okay.
So I could do something like that.
That could be a huge business. Yes. What else? Yes.
I had an idea of creating a certain type of application online where you can actually put in your phone number in case your phone gets lost, for example. But the catch is, though, your phone would also have to have an application downloaded on it as well.
Okay. Nowadays, remember, Miami. Miami is becoming one of the most interesting and important high-tech hubs in the United States. And we have, let me show you very quickly. Number one, we have the lab. The Lab Miami. The Lab Miami is a business incubator and or business accelerator for companies like yours. Another one that is extremely important in Miami is Venture Hive. And actually Venture Hive, it was born from the creator of the Launchpad at the University of Miami. The Launchpad in the University of Miami is the equivalent of the Global Entrepreneurship Institute here in St. Thomas University. But the problem is that you have to be extremely bright to get here. Out of 800 applicants all over the world, they just accepted 28. But you go there, oh my gosh, it's a joy to talk with these bright, young, and not so young minds. Let me give you very interesting, because there are two groups of entrepreneurs. The people that they are under 25, they are a group. And the people that they are above 45, there is another huge group. And there is very few in age in between. So what that tells us about entrepreneurship? Very interesting. So anyways, yes, another venture idea. Yes. No? Kenyoka.
Okay, I wanted to have a charting company, like develop it more from the Caribbean,
Okay.
like the Dominican Republic, Bahamas, and chart it to the United States, and just market that idea. And then I wanted to have two non-profit organizations, homeless shelter, and a youth aftercare.
Okay, very interesting. If you need contacts, let me know. And for the ones that they are from the Caribbean, IDB, go and look for grants and fellowships from the Interdevelopment American Bank. Yes?
Okay, so my business idea is something which my boyfriend's working on already, and he wants to help doctors' offices implement preventative healthcare into their practices following the new Obamacare plans. and he would act as a consultant because he has an MBA in finance. So he wants to teach or show doctors' offices how they can reduce their costs and ride on the Obamacare rules and like potentially have a second source of income by preventative healthcare.
That's a brilliant, amazing idea. Another one. Do we have anybody from Colombia? No. If you are from Colombia, or if you want to open a similar business, you need to understand, study, and become an expert on the U.S.-Colombia Free Trade Agreement. Why? Because we just signed the U.S.-Colombia Free Trade Agreement last year, and things are booming. Another one, NAFTA. What's NAFTA? The North American Free Trade Agreement. Why? Because remember, companies from China, they are moving slowly but surely away from China, and they are relocating again in Mexico and or Central America. So NAFTA is reviving all over again. So if we want to open a consulting business, yes, Obamacare and the efficiency, it's another one, very good. Another one, again, U.S.-Colombia Free Trade Agreement, and NAFTA again. So anyways, your business ideas. So what I want you to do in the next 5 minutes, qualify these business ideas in terms of your opportunity for these business ideas, okay? Okay, which means what?
I didn't have a lot of time to.
Okay, but probably you need to adjust your business idea, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you can say so.
Okay. What else about the 2-minute opportunity checklist? Did it, yes?
Yes, to start a business, a lot of things you have to consider and take into things that can happen now and in the future you have to plan for and know what their expectations are for them.
Okay, yes. What else? Jamie, what about your business idea?
I never thought about all these things, but looking at them now, it's like, why am I not doing it? There's not a lot of risk. All I have to do is just start it. Like, why have I not done it? Yeah.
Very interesting. Can you say it again? Why what?
Why have I not been doing it?
Interesting. Yes, Kenyoka.
For number 18, when it says, can you think of something that Isaac Burke has forgotten? I said, he forgot to ask a question. Will the entrepreneur sacrifice everything to pursue their idea or their plans? So I think that's a major thing to check off before you start any idea or pursue anything in the business world.
Yes, but the privilege and honor to be an entrepreneur. And through your work, what? Being able to help, to better and change the world. And saying that, one of my favorite shows when we talk about business ideas, when we talk about business models, is, have you heard about the Shark Tank? How many of you watch the Shark Tank on regular basis? Okay? Let me show you the season premiere of the fall 2013 because it has very, very interesting insights for what we are going to be talking about idea generation checklist, and the business models that we need to create for our business ideas and business ventures. Okay, for the ones that they haven't watched this video before, okay? What happened in this video? What just happened in this video?
Well, he had to compromise. He didn't get what he wanted, but, you know, at least he has, now he has money coming in, is going in the market to just help him to go to the next level.
Okay, yes?
He sold a really bad idea based on one individual's passion and age, because nobody in this room will ever send a postcard when they can just text a picture over. It's just, the guy's old enough to understand what a postcard is. How many of you in this room have received a postcard in the last 20 years? That's 3. I'm actually surprised, you know.
I
But-
sent,
I
sent.
But let me tell you,
So he's very passionate because he understands what a postcard is. But I think most people, you know, technology-wise, you have to download the app. You have to first, and then you're collecting addresses, you know, like
Yeah.
physical addresses, which people are very weary of right now, particularly with the whole NSA, oh, we know where you are thing. I don't think that business will fly more than 10 years. And he just sold it on the passion of it. That's all.
but let me tell you one thing, with all due respect, okay? You asked the wrong question. What's the question? The right question is, how many of you will send a postcard using this one? Yes.
So I think, with all due respect, I think he's missing the point of one of the things you're talking about in terms of the target market. So I'll give you an idea of one of my business ideas, which is my son is 17 years old and he wants to do a photography business. And he wants to use Instagram. I said, really? Because the people who are going to pay you are going to be the parents of your customers. He wants to target teenagers and adults. I said, but their parents are going to pay you and they're not looking at Instagram. They need to see a website. Okay, so my friends don't look at websites. I said, but their parents do. So you can post your stuff on Instagram, but their parents are going to need to see a website, and their parents are going to be the ones that pay you.
And I agree,
So you have to
there's
look
no
at,
foresight there,
but-
because this generation that's coming up
but
for long-term
but he's looking at
business.
he's looking at the grandparents. Grandparents like to see postcards.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So-
He's looking at
But
himself.
there's
as
still,
a-
but he's looking at different markets. So some people like to get postcards. It'll be nostalgic. People that are in their 40s might like to get a postcard. Somebody that's in their 20s might like to get a postcard. Oh, it's interesting. They'll tack it up on their bulletin board. Their secretary might like to get a postcard. You never know, and you might be able to make it interesting. The next generation, or the parent that says, send a postcard to your grandmother. Okay? So it depends. And you might have enough of a market, or you might be able to make it interesting. So the point of who's sending them, so maybe somebody who's in their 40s is sending it to somebody who's in their 60s. Because, you know, I'm in my 40s. I have an iPhone. I might say, good, now I don't have to sit there. I travel a lot. I pick up the postcards and I never send them. Why? Because it's a pain in the neck. I gotta get a stamp and I gotta find an address. I might buy that app because I have hundreds of postcards that I've never sent. Because I'm too lazy to get the stamp and look up the address.
Take a picture like this and send right from
Okay,
share.
but the thing is, but to the grandparents who like the 70-something-year-old, so they're thinking, he's thinking of a very specific market who's gonna like, he's thinking of a very specific market. The person like me who's gonna pick up the postcard, not gonna bother to send it because I won't look at the stamp, and the person who likes to get it. So it's not to appeal to every single person. He's thinking of there's a need because there's some people who like to guess postcards, and there's some people that are gonna have an iPhone that are gonna say, I don't know anybody's address, but if there's a way that I don't have to ask anybody for their address, and they wanna get some postcard to somebody, and somebody might like a postcard, it's gonna be helpful.
But how would you like if they're sending it to you and an app pulls your address? from
But
that
what he's
page?
saying is it says, somebody is gonna say, Marcia wants to send you a postcard. It's not like somebody wants to send you a postcard. So what he said is it tells you who's sending you the postcard. It's not like a stranger in the night is sending you a postcard. So again, to the extent that we already had $6 million in financing, you know, there's $6 million worth of people that thought this made sense. So again, it's a very specific niche market. Now, you're never gonna buy it. I might like, this is fantastic. Now I don't have to worry about picking up a postcard. I can send something personalized. I can pick a picture of the Eiffel Tower. 5 minutes, boom. Grandma has a postcard, check. That's done. It couldn't be easier for me. And it's free. It's $2.49, but still, I don't have to go to the post office, get some stamp in Italy, hope it gets there. I don't send a souvenir, it's poignant, there's a video, whatever. It makes it easy. It might be a very small market, but it can
Okay.
make a lot of money.
Okay, Kenyoka.
I had some problem with his pitch. I felt as though if he was more knowledgeable about his target audience, if he said, okay, sharks, I'm going to focus on this group, there is a potential in different areas, but I have estimated, I have done my my research, and I found out that the estimated income within a year is so much. So he wasn't firm in saying, okay, this is my target audience, I've done the research. To me, he didn't really have research, that's why he had a problem proposing his ideas. Shar said it was dismissed so quickly. And I don't think he was well prepared for it because the questions that came up are common questions and he wasn't prepared to answer it. When you're pitching your idea to people, you have to think of the worst what they're going to ask you and be prepared for it. So I thought that was like, he wasn't prepared for it at all. And he settled. If you believe in a dream or your idea and you know what it's worth, I don't even think you should settle like halfway. Like you should have the good marketing skills and have the facts to say, hey, this will make money. This 300,000 or whatever, it isn't worth it. You need to invest more. And that's what I think.
Sometimes compromise.
He also looked at the
Sometimes what?
It's compromise.
Yeah, but he did fight for
Compromise,
it.
because guess what, without him investing or whatnot, the business might not go nowhere. You could go off of passion, but sometimes you gotta be.
It wasn't clear, like, I think that he would have gotten more had he said numbers,
Yeah.
studied, like, researched a little bit more in order to get the sharks convinced, like, to convince them more. Cause it was, like she said, it was all like, I don't know, yeah, like, I don't think he could have gotten more for it, I think.
Yes.
I just think he looked a little desperate, and
Yeah.
he smelled that, so especially towards the end, you know? Because he is desperate because he's running out.
He's running out of cash.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
They took
Very true.
advantage, well, the investors can take advantage of that, because they knew he had to walk out of there with the cash or say goodbye to his passion.
But if he would have addressed that in a different way and presented it in a different way, and say, hey, we're running out of cash, but let me tell you what we can do with your input, then he doesn't seem like, oh my God, we're running out of cash. You know, it's like,
Yeah, like he should have told them
It's just the way
before
he
they smelled
presented
it, kind of thing. I also think as well, the target market, which is, you know, his target market, the people which they're sending those the postcards to, they're eventually going to fade out. That's a dying target market. So his longer term vision, he needs to address that in his pitch, because those investors know that, okay, the postcards are going to the grandparents or the parents, and they're not going to be around forever. So what are they going to do? What's he going to do then?
He's gonna retire with a bunch of money.
And let me share with you a couple of things that they are extremely important for us entrepreneurs. Number one, I agree with you. Nevertheless, this guy, he should sharpen his skills in two things, very important. Number one, selling skills. And number two, negotiation skills. Do you want to sharpen your selling skills? Let me give you an unsolicited advice. Go and try to buy a car this month and next month. Why this month? Because the 2013s, they are coming out, and the 2014s, they are coming in. Salespeople, but go not with the ones that they are waiting for you at the outside of the auto place. Go inside and look for the ones that they have the best-selling awards and so on. And go to several cars distributors. You will learn selling skills. Number two, do you want to learn about negotiation skills? Go and try to buy a condo or a home nowadays in Miami, particularly where Brickell, Miami Beach, Coral Gables, and Coconut Grove. Why? Because over there the prices, they are going wild and crazy. But try to go with the best realtors. You can go and Google it, and they have the sales and so on and blah blah blah. And you can learn what? Negotiation skills. What he lacked, it was number one, selling skills, number two, negotiation skills. But also why? Because the water is getting him up to here. And it's gonna start rising very rapidly. And this kind of business, in my opinion, it had very fatal flaws. But it's one of the businesses that you build the business, you put it very nicely, and what you do? Sell it. That's it, you know? Let's get out. And next, let me give you, if this guy would have done the homework in terms of the business model, and he would have had a better preparation, so he could hire. So he could have faced the sharks in a better way. And remember, for any new business, any strategic planning, yes, they have a website, they have an amazing, amazing book. Unfortunately, let me see what time it is.
It's really hard to read.
Yeah, wait, don't worry. Let me, I have just 10 minutes, but let me do one thing very quickly, okay?
Would he have been more successful in your view to acknowledge the weaknesses up front? While it may appear to have a very small niche market, it's a niche market that may be worth X amount of money. And while it may look like there are, it looks like anybody could do it, in fact, there are no viable competitors and that kind of thing.
Let me tell you what. He didn't do the homework. He went unprepared to face the sharks. He didn't prepare himself. And yes, he had fatal flaws. One of them, remember, number one, he wasn't prepared. And let me tell you, when we talk about apps, what's the secret of an app? One click away. Now, how many of you have the new, how many of you have upgraded to the new iOS 7? I'm sorry, but it's a pain on the neck. Why? Because we have to relearn everything, and before it was just one click away. What do I mean about one click away? I take a picture, I want to send it. Now, because it doesn't have any keys and so on, I need to try to figure out, and I need to do this, ping, 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 to see where is the sharing button. Because I want to share the picture, and probably I want to share it through WhatsApp, I want to share it through text, whatever. It's a pain in the neck to find the sharing button. Another thing, I don't know if you have noticed this very quickly, sorry. But again, the concept is one click away. You go here, and if you go upstairs, like up, down, you have all these announcements and stuff like that of the apps that you have placed that you want to know. And then if you go underneath, you have all these kind of control panel, and it's a pain in the neck because some of the apps you still manage them at the bottom, and every moment what you are doing, you are bringing the control panel. So, well, and what this guy didn't think about it, what it was, very quickly, the one click away. What do I mean by one click away? And they are true, they are very true. I don't have the addresses of my friends, and the moment that I have to send you an email so you can share the address with me, And you know, I'd rather, what I do? I'd rather share it through WhatsApp. You know? Greetings from whatever, you know? Remember, we are living in a instant gratification, unfortunately, society. Like my students, you know? I have students that they cannot live without their cell phone. They check their cell phone 3 times a minute because something might be happening in the world that needs my attention, you know? And sometimes we are very disappointed and very depressed because we don't get a text 5 minutes. So, if we want to be successful in apps development, what we need to do? One click away. The one click away is, and now, another flaw, and I'm sorry for taking so long, the another flaw that we have is the writing. The type writing that totally takes away the personalization and the closer touch that they want to have. But anyways, so what he should have done, he should have done business model canvas. I will share with you at the end the blown up questions of the business model canvas so you can pick them up in your way out. And let me just give you a very brief introduction about the business model canvas.
An organization's business model can be described with 9 basic building blocks: your customer segments, your value proposition for each segment, the channels to reach customers, customer relationships you establish, the revenue streams you generate, the key resources and key activities you require to create value, the key partners, and the cost structure of the business model. But it's not sufficient to just enumerate the 9 building blocks. What you really want to do is to map them out on a pre-structured canvas. This is what we call the business model canvas, a tool that helps you map, discuss, design, and invent new business models. Let's briefly go through the 9 building blocks, starting with the customer segments. These are all the people or organizations for which you're creating value. This includes simple users and paying customers. For each segment, you have a specific value proposition. These are the bundles of products and services that create value for your customers. The channels describe through which touchpoints you're interacting with customers and delivering value. The customer relationships outline the type of relationship you're establishing with your customers. The revenue streams make clear how and through which pricing mechanisms your business model is capturing value. Then you need to describe the infrastructure to create, deliver, and capture value. The key resources show which assets are indispensable in your business model. The key activities show which things you really need to be able to perform well. The key partners show who can help you leverage your business model, since you won't own all key resources yourself, nor will you perform all key activities. Then once you understand your business model's infrastructure, you'll also have an idea of its cost structure. So with the business model canvas, you can map out your entire business model in one image. This works for startup entrepreneurs just as well as for the most senior executives.
This is a book that I highly recommend it to you. And also it has, very interesting, because it has an app that is called the Business Model Canvas app, and you have all these canvas with in-depth questions and propositions. Like for example, let me just go very quickly. Value propositions. What value do we deliver to the customer? Which one of the customer's problems are we helping to solve? What bundles of products and services are we offering to each customer segment? Which customer needs are we satisfying? And then we have the characteristics. New performance, customization, and so on. And later on, when you have the business model canvas, and you take either Dr. Maxwell's strategic management class at the undergraduate level, or you take the strategic management class at graduate level with me, you will learn about the 5 Porter's forces model, about the rivalry on the industry, the buyers, the suppliers, the potential entrants, and the competition, substitute competition of your product and service. So it's a very interesting, I would say, collage of models that you can use to strengthen, number one, your business ideas, that they are being supported by what? But your business model. Because at the end of the day, your business idea, your business model and business plan, you will have to defend it in a Shark Tank. If you want to get money, you have to defend it in a Shark Tank. And remember, if you do your homework on your business model canvas, you have already the basic premise to develop a business model. Thank you very much for coming today. We really appreciate it.